What's cracking, guys? Omar Yusuf here. A lot of people call me a liar, and I didn't appreciate that when I said here outside of my garage. Well, joke's on you. Here's my bad boy right here. Have all these vehicles. It's locked. Forgot the key. Never mind. Anyways, we're just out here slanging creatine. It's no big deal. It's how I supplement my income. It's the majority of my income. Being dark and gritty today. Why? Because we're talking about a serious topic. We're back with the walkie-talkies. If you enjoy this style where I'm just walking and I'm talking and hopefully not fucking up because these are all one takes, like this video, I want to talk about the fact that you'll never feel 100% when you're truly lifting and how that's okay. It's part of the process. If you want it bad enough, you are going to develop a lot of battle scars along the way. I made that video, I think it was a year ago, talking about how I'm kind of broken. I was talking about my SI issue. And the reality is, after I posted that, and just taking a long look at very serious lifters, I pretty much don't know anyone that's trying to compete either at a high level or just lifting for a long period of time, trying to get better, that they aren't injured in some way. Everyone has those battle scars, those war wounds that you accumulate over time. And maybe I shouldn't say war wounds because, once again, this is a recreational sport. We're all just lifting because we love to lift. Let's say little things that happen to us along the way that color our experience when it comes to lifting. And once again, this is normal. I know I talk a lot, and you'll see a lot of motivation videos, and they talk like, oh, like you want to just go out there and get it. And they kind of create this idyllic viewpoint of lifting where it's just like it's all motivation, right? You just got to think about it and the rest will take care of itself. I'm like, no, man, actually the reality is sometimes your body ain't cooperating. Sometimes you give 110% and the weight still feels heavy as fuck and you're not able to do the numbers. Sometimes your form is perfect, and I mean perfect. I'm not going to name some names because I talked to some dudes, some, let's say, lifters that are dealing with injuries, but I know quite a few that haven't been public so far about some shit that's going on with them, but they're dealing with really aggravating stuff, and their technique is way better than mine. If you take a look at it, you'd probably call it textbook technique, but they're still suffering from this shit, from all these injuries, or let's say, once again, experiences that color our lifting in general. And once again, that's okay. It ain't gonna be pretty. It's one of those things where the question ultimately becomes, how bad do you want it and why are you doing this? And that's a really good question, because I think, like most of us, when I first started lifting, I kind of had just this it was quite nebulous. I didn't know if I had to define what I wanted out of lifting. I'd say, oh, to look better, feel better. And how do you really quantify that? And slowly but surely, you kind of go down that rabbit hole of just lifting more weight, doing this longer. In a way, it becomes more addicting. Why? Because you're constantly trying to improve. You're trying to fix something, get better. It becomes very addicting. And so for a lot of us, we go down this rabbit hole where then we want to either be, competitive or just really good at any variety of things. So either bodybuilding, powerlifting, weightlifting, strongman. Doesn't really matter what discipline we choose, but the level of intensity, all of us, I think, out here that, you guys watching this video, we want to excel at some level. I don't want to be okay. I don't want to be pretty good. I want to be the best that I can be. And once again, it's only a comparison with myself. But the point, though, is that you don't always feel 100%. Actually, it's very, very, very rare that everything's going perfectly well. Training can feel great. Training can be going quite well, but things creep up. Oh, this shoulder's starting to ache. Well, this elbow. Oh no, well now this knee. I wasn't expecting this. Me a few weeks ago, I rolled my ankle just being a YOLO. Everything was going quite well. It just happened. It's one of those things. Who cares? And I think I've learned over time from dealing with this SI stuff, a little bit of that wisdom where I'd be a little bit impatient, where I'd be wanting every single week just to lift more weight, get better. I had this urgency, which I still do have, but I didn't have the perspective where if I wasn't lifting more weight, not that I wasn't feeling better, but I wasn't reaching my goals. I was unsatisfied. And that plateau feeling is never a good feeling. But having now a little bit more perspective, coming back a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and still hungry to the game, I've come to realize, once again, that perspective. You never really feel 100%. I don't know a lifter where everything's going perfect. And that is the reality, but it's a good reality because it kind of weeds out those that want it and those that don't. And the question then becomes always, like I said before, not only how bad do you want it, but why do you do it? And sometimes you have to know ultimately what your end goal is. And here's what I mean. as I keep lifting, I keep accumulating little things, little aches and pains. And over time, those things inevitably kind of get a little worse. And so the question becomes, how far do you want to take it? And for me, I have some big goals I want to hit. But after I hit those goals, personally, I'd be quite comfortable because you're always flirting. You're always kind of flirting with the body breaking down, suffering a serious injury at that level. You're not trying to self-limit yourself. But once again, if I was to take a look at all elite lifters, inevitably what ends their career is a major injury. And I'm not talking like, oh, that's going to happen like years down the road. But if you keep pushing this game, if you keep striving for greatness, either you'll keep lifting and you'll keep achieving that, or something will happen that'll cause you to dial it back. And so for me, I now see what my goals are. I know what I want, and it truly comes from within. It's not something where, other people expect, like, oh man, this would be cool for you. I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to maybe what I developed throughout the years, things that I want to talk about, that athletic aesthetic. There's some numbers I want to hit. I know what I want to do, and then I'm good. It's a dragon in some ways that chases you. They say that about heroin, where they call it, where you sniff it, chasing the dragon. And it's that same concept where you're always trying to get just a little bit more. You're trying to seek maybe that high that you get from lifting more weight, but you have to know your limits. You have to know, once again, that you're not going to feel necessarily 100%, and that's okay. I can't stress that once again. I made a lot of rehab videos. I made videos on how I'm kind of broken, and the overall message, or I should say kind of broken. I'm definitely feeling a lot better. But the overall message is that that's lifting. That's part of the process. You look at any athlete of any given sport. You look at, let's say basketball. You look at soccer. You look at any of these sports. People get injured. That guy was going to run me over. He didn't give a fuck. That could have been a career-ending injury, but also would have been on World Star. Possibly if the death sequence was good enough. Or on the dark side of the web. Anyways, guys, I was going to mention that same point once again. Look at any sport. It's just trying to become good at something. There are sacrifices. And so I get a lot of messages. I guess why I'm making this video. I get a lot of messages from guys, that obviously, because I opened myself up to some of the nagging issues I was dealing with, and we made some videos with Jake and a bunch of others, Vinny Rehab, about rehab. I get now a lot of questions. And the short answer is, you want to lift as good as you can, with as perfect technique. Do as much rehab, prehab, taking care of your body. Hug yourself because you love yourself. But at the end of the day, if you're chasing greatness, this will happen. I know people, once again, that I would say have literally the best technique I've ever seen. Structurally, their body seems sound. That have still suffered very serious injuries over time. So it's all good. This idea of 100% where you should feel on the whole time is kind of a myth. It's kind of a lie. And so I just wanted to make this video, this little walkie-talkie, because now I'm, once again, a little wiser, and I am achieving those PRs, so I could kind of come back and say these statements of, you won't feel 100%, and I can back it up by saying, well, you know what, I'm not just being someone that's like giving up and saying, well, you don't feel 100%, maybe you should just quit. I'm like, no, this is someone that's actually currently lifting, loves to lift, and is getting better, realizing this and just telling you guys that. So don't worry about it. Focus on your end goal. Do this ultimately, once again, for you. Don't just do it because of a fad or a trend, and that's really all there is to it. I wish you guys the best of luck with your lifting journey. Hopefully, you'll mitigate, minimize, not really experience a lot of these things that often are the case the more years you lift, but who knows. Anyways, that is the video, guys. Thank you so much. We chose somewhere that was, what did you say? You said don't say moody, say edgy, just to talk about this. The sun is setting. Now we got to go get food. Else, where are we going? McDonald's. Let's just be honest here. I got to bench big. I need to gain some weight. If you like the video, if you like these walkie-talkies, yeah, I know some people in the comment section are going to say, you didn't really walk that much, Omar. And you're right. Like the damn video. Oh, here we go. We'll walk. Yeah, we'll walk. We'll walk for the end. Like the damn video. And I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.